Last week, students at Lebanon Trail High School reported massive levels of data breaches. Contact and social security information, home addresses, and social media activity were all leaked in one fell swoop. The cause? A popular educational app required by the school board called Spy Kids.
School students, staff, and parents were extremely frustrated with this, and many took to social media forums and in-person forums to discuss the issues and to express their concerns, with one saying, "I never expected an app on my phone to be able to cause this much harm," and others say, "How did the school even let this happen? I'm so confused." Many of them were extremely frustrated and lacked any response from the school board.
But before we get into the main bulk of our problem, we'd like to introduce our team. And my name is Haruto Ito, and I'm the design coordinator.
My name is Shivaganesh Prabhu, and I'm the education lead.
Hello, my name is Anish Shantala, and I am the mitigation lead.
And my name is Anand Muralidharan, and I am the prevention lead.
Especially as more and more schools implement technology into the curriculum, it becomes more and more important to combat these common myths that people have over cybersecurity, in which some of these include incognito mode makes me anonymous, everyone is tracked so it's inevitable, and school-required apps must be safe.
Now, you just heard the myths from Haruto, but how many of these students still believe in these myths? In order to test this, we took a random survey of 20 students per grade from our high school, Lebanon Trail, and we used true or false questions and randomized polling in order to determine this. And our findings were shocking, quite frankly. Many students believed in all three of the myths, and even after we told them that the myths were not true, they still said that they were going to continue believing in those myths and continue doing those false security habits.
In order to tackle the lack of cyber literacy at Lebanon Trail and across the district, we created a three-pronged solution called EMP, which stands for Education, Mitigation, and Prevention.
To start off EMP, E is for education. Now, education consists of two key components, the social media campaign and gamification. To start off with, our social media campaign features periodical infographics, weekly policy spotlights, our Ask a Pro series, and it also features daily quick tips and incident recaps. Now, I'd like to go into more detail about our Ask a Pro series. With our Ask a Pro series, students can engage directly and network with professionals who are experts in the cybersecurity field. They can also gain intellectual and powerful insight about how they can best protect their sensitive information. With our daily quick tips and incident recaps, students can stay up to date with any recent news that has happened or transpired, with any cybersecurity leaks or data privacy hacks.
And now we also have gamification, where we can present these fun games for students of all ages, such as Fish or Pass, strongest password game, where students can compete amongst each other to create the strongest password, or cybersecurity escape rooms, and also establish these point systems, badges, and rewards to help incentivize learning and help promote cyber literacy across all schools for all ages.
Next, with mitigation, it is very important to follow these key steps in order to mitigate these situations once they happen. First, you want to verify what happened and what data was actually exposed. Then, you want to stop further access and preserve the evidence to use that in case of complying with any laws. Third, you want to identify the cause and fix any security gaps. You want to make sure that you know what exactly originated this. Fourth, you want to inform all stakeholders. This includes staff, students, and parents. Fifth, you want to comply with state and federal rules, and also law enforcement. This is vital because not only do you have to make sure that you follow these state laws, but also federal laws as well. And sixth, you want to make sure that you support users and help them protect and monitor their accounts further. And finally, you want to start the preventative efforts. Further, with mitigation, it is important that you follow the U.S. Department of Education and Texas Education agencies, their governing bodies. For the U.S. Department of Education, they use the Student Privacy Policy Office, and this is where you can report any data breaches and help go into depth and make sure that you follow that process specifically. And with the Texas Education Agency, they follow the Senate Bill 820. This bill essentially states that a school board or school district must inform all stakeholders when data breaches occur and make sure that they create awareness about it. Finally, with FERPA, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, you must follow that rule to make sure that any data that has been breached is first mitigated and follow the process. This is essentially the baseline and helps keep all students, staff, and parents' information safe.
Mitigation is absolutely paramount to EMP, right? It comes down to one thing, and that is the finances, right? Companies that spend, according to a breach response firm's industry insight, companies that spend less than 200 days mitigating and fixing a data breach save on average $1.12 million as compared to companies that spend more than 200 days, right? So obviously mitigation is incredibly important, especially in an ever-evolving world where cyber attacks are happening more and more often and technology keeps evolving.
Further, not only are we in such an evolving world, but there's so many more tools to help mitigate this. One of the biggest tools that we were able to find is from leading Fortune 500 tech company Cisco Systems, where they were able to implement many of their infrastructure for AI and use that to help stop any data breaches. This is where they would be able to identify the cause and stop any further access. With some of the biggest technologies they had, Cisco Duo, IAM, Cisco Identity Intelligence, Cisco SDR with Identity Context and AI. These tools were key in helping solve many companies that they serve and providing solutions with mitigation.
And lastly, for P, we have prevention, which is arguably one of the most important steps of our EMP process, in which first, that prevention comes with the removal of any opportunity from any business to maybe breach data or cause data misuse before it actually reaches the students. So that comes with reliable and safe applications and educational resources. That includes maybe Khan Academy or Code.org that have these transparent, clear privacy policies and conditions. And lastly, maybe we can have a new preventative measure or an approval system that comes with using applications or resources that are pre-approved by the government using an SOC 2 Type 2 audit or other government certifications.
What?
Wait, what's happening?
I thought this website was safe.
Anand, you said we could use this. Cyber attacks are something that should never happen. And with the proper implementation of EMP, we can help ensure that data leaks are a thing of the past. Thank you so much for your time.